Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are covering the only 5 summer sippers you need. But before we get into that, please do me that favor, like, comment, and subscribe. That helps us out a ton, and we seriously appreciate the support. But let's get into today's video. So this video is going to be a little bit different than I typically do. I'm doing this because your drinking buddy, he called me out. He challenged me to make a list of the only 5 summer sippers. But these are a lot of different weird kind of categories. It's not just a traditional like top 5 barrel proof. These are 5 weird different categories. The first one, super easy, low proof. So what is my go-to low proof sipper for the summer? Second is cocktail wise. So what's like a refreshing cocktail? I'm not a huge cocktail guy, but I do got a really good cocktail. And next we're going with a whiskey that you pour over ice during the summer. After that one, we're going with a weather related whiskey. So like what is a whiskey that basically only really hits or hits differently in this insane hot weather? And last but surely not least, it's one that works but probably shouldn't. Like all signs point to no, but it's a yes. It's 100% a yes. So we're going to get into this crazy insane list, but before we do that, a word from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by ZBiotics. If you're like me and sometimes you struggle doing your daily routine or getting up in the morning and going to the gym like myself after a night of enjoying a few bourbons, well, ZBiotics might just be the answer you're looking for. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in your gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. ZBiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut where you need it most. Just remember to drink ZBiotics before drinking alcohol. Drink responsibly and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. Thanks to ZBiotics, I'm no longer skipping the gym after a night of live streaming with you all, so stay prepared for those upcoming summer events and go to ZBiotics and order right now. Go to zbiotics.com/tipsy or scan the QR code right here to receive 15% off when you use the code at checkout, the code TIPSY at checkout. Also, you can use that code to sign up for a subscription so you can stay prepared for any of those events you have going on. ZBiotics is also 100% money back guaranteed. So for whatever reason you are unsatisfied, they will refund you, no questions asked. Remember to go to zbiotics.com/tipsy to receive 15% off your first order using the code TIPSY at checkout. Thank you, ZBiotics, for sponsoring this week's episode. All right, let's get it rocking and rolling with first up, what is going to be my go-to easy, everyday, low-proof pour. And for me, I'm thinking budget. Like I'm thinking daily drinking bourbon for the summer. So there's about 1 to 3 that come to mind, and this is the one that I gravitate towards really heavy with the summer because it hits different in the summer. Buffalo Trace, which I must say, it might just be my area, but dang, this is getting more and more easy to find. Like it used to never even be in Total Wines here. It used to just be in like a few grocery stores and it would be gone by the end of the week. Now I'm seeing it readily available every day on the shelves. To me, Buffalo Trace is awesome. It's sweet, it's easy. There's some nice fruity notes in there. There's a little bit of oak, just like a down home plate, like sweeter, easier bourbon flavor profile. And typically, traditionally, I would be a hater on that. I'd be like, it's boring. It's a little simple. That being said, on the summer, it hits really, really well because I want something a little bit simpler, a little easier for the summer. And this just is the perfect, like 90 proof sipper that you can get for still around 25 to 30 bucks in my area for now. And after that one, we're going for a refreshing cocktail. So I'll be honest, I'm not a huge cocktail guy. I don't really do cocktails unless if it's a summer. And my summer cocktail, it's not some sort of extravagant, like super fruity thing. It's just a traditional old-fashioned variation, the Sazerac. I'm a huge fan of the Sazerac. For those of you who don't know, it's basically like it's a variation of the old fashioned, but like a really bitchin' variation. So you're gonna do an absinthe rinse on your glass before you put anything in it. I like to do a little sprayer bottle, do like 3 to 4, maybe 5 sprays of absinthe in there rather than doing the whole dump out, just because it seems wasteful to me. And then instead of using Angostura bitters, you're gonna use Peychaud's bitters. Everything else stays the same. We garnish it with a lemon peel rather than an orange peel, and you got to use rye. So other old fashions, you can get away with using bourbons and stuff. This one really stands up much better if you use a rye. And at home, what I've been using to make it is this Frey Ranch rye. I mean, for those of you that watched I think it was my last video or the video before that, I got this for a screaming deal, and this is like my go-to daily drink in rye right now. It's 100% rye, really freaking good craft rye. Like, I really think that's an incredible rye, and it's craft, which makes it even more exciting. But basically, you can use any higher type rye. Like, the main thing is you want that spice. So I would go for like a 95.5 rye or one of those Canadian ryes or just another 100 proof rye. Even the Uncle Nearest rye, made one with that the other day, and I did not even like that neat, but it made a pretty decent Sazerac. So whatever works for you on that one, I say go with it, because that is like, if an old fashioned's here, this one's like up here. It's a better version of it, in my opinion, at least. And after that one, we're going with something we can pour on ice. And this is something I hardly ever do, if we're being completely honest, even during the summer. Like, if I'm putting whiskey on ice, I am making it into a cocktail, like a old-fashioned Sazerac, so on and so forth. So, like, I don't really do this. That being said, the few times I do it, it's typically like ones I'm adding water to, or if I'm putting in an ice cube and we're kind of rolling it around for like 20 seconds and then I'm ripping that SOB out there because I don't want it to water it down. Honestly, if you want a cold drink, in my opinion, I'm going to take a low-proof bourbon, put it in the freezer, and then drink it that way. That being said, if I had to choose one that I was going to put on ice, I would go with an Elijah Craig barrel proof. My reasoning for this is because this is high proof, but it's also high age. So it's not like proofing this down, you're going to just get another Elijah Craig small batch. No, you're going to get that 12-year-old, or in this specific bottle's case, 11.5 years old kind of flavor profile. So you're going to get a darker, more aggressive, more oaky reminiscence of like an Elijah Craig. So I would pick this one because it has a proof to stand up to it, because I think some of those MGP barrel proofs that are around like 110 to 115 that I typically really love, they're going to get watered down too quick and it's just kind of going to be bland. Where this, I think this could really stand up to an ice cube. Again, I probably wouldn't do that. I would probably swish it around for about like 15-20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, let it kind of water it down a little bit, but not like probably anything lower than 110. Again, I'd rather just put a normal Elijah Craig in the freezer and just drink it like that, but that's neither here nor there. After this one, we're going with one that only works for the weather, and there's a specific subsection of whiskey that comes to mind. I have 2 bottles, and these are my 2 summer pours. Green Spot. This is my preferred one. Green Spot, Irish whiskey. So Irish whiskey for me is kind of that summer only level. I haven't had that many really great Irish whiskeys. It's this and Redbreast 12 that I have, and I know I don't get too deep into it, so I can't definitively say I don't like Irish whiskey, because there's a lot out there that I have yet to try. That being said, this is kind of my go-to for, if I want to put something in the freezer and just drink it, because it's ridiculously easy. This thing is like vanilla, creamy, it's sweet, there's a little bit of fruit in there. Like, normally I find this, again, going back to the Buffalo Trace, I find it lackluster, I don't find it super exciting, but when it's like 120 outside and you want to drink bourbon or whiskey because that's what you do, like you're a bourbon drinker, you're a whiskey drinker, this is about the only flavor profile that meshes with 120. And up next, we're talking about something that should not work, but it defies all logic because it totally freaking works. And for me, that is Westward American Single Malt Rum Cask Finished. This is a fantastic summer pour. I've made comments in the past regarding this bottle saying that this is like kind of dipping your toe into the world of American single malts, and that same thing that makes that work for dipping your toe in American single malt works for the summer. So this is a Westward American single malt finished in rum cask, and that rum cask really vibrant up that like traditional Westward flavor profile and like really sweetens it up, adds some nice sugar cane, another bit of like kind of almost tropical fruit type flavors in there, and it freaking kills it. I absolutely enjoy this bottle. And the reasoning I think that is weird and crazy and it should not work is entirely based off of Westward as a whole. They are some of the darkest, maltiest, chocolatiest American single malts out there. So I'm really surprised to see a bottling from them being something that I'm like, oh, that works during the summer. Like, wow, I am pleasantly surprised with that bottle. So again, Westward rum cask finish is my kind of works but shouldn't work. And that is my list of, summer sippers. Summer sippers. I know this was a different video than I traditionally would, but I was challenged to do it and I honestly kind of enjoyed thinking about it. I cannot wait until the summer's over so I can start getting into drinking whiskey like I enjoy, because I'll be honest, the summer is a horrible time for whiskey, but when all you do is drink whiskey, you're still going to drink whiskey in the summer. That being said, that is a wrap for today's video. Please do me that favor, like, comment, and subscribe. That helps us out a ton, and we seriously appreciate the support. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about my list, as well as what would be some of the bottles on your list. Also, check out the Facebook, Instagram, and the Patreon. Links, as always, are down there. That's a wrap. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.